Hey guys, it's Tanya, and I am doing a cooking video today. Yesterday I saw a post on Facebook for a recipe for, it's called Skinny Slow Cooker Cheeseburger Soup. And I just thought it looked really good. It's low carb, pretty low calorie. It said it made 6 to 8 servings, so I calculated it at 8 servings. And I'll put the stats below. It's less than 100 less than 200 calories for, I think it's 170 something calories for a cup of soup and about 19 grams of protein. So I'm going to show all the steps on how I put it together. It was super easy to put together. The longest thing was just chopping the vegetables. So, you know, it's worth a try, and I'll tell you what I think at the end. Bye. Okay guys, so step one is to spray the pan with some cooking spray. Just keep it from getting sticky, and put it on a medium-high heat. I'll let that heat up for just a minute. And you also have to spray your Crockpot with some cooking spray so that it doesn't stick. Yeah. Okay. Once this pan gets a little bit warm, well, I guess I can do it now. What I have here is 1 medium yellow onion chopped up and a 1/4 cup of celery chopped up, and then I'm also going to add the garlic in and let that cook down in the frying pan. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've let the veggies cook down just for about, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe, and just until they're a bit soft, and I'm getting ready to dump them into the crock pot. And once I get them dumped into the crock pot, I am going to cook down 1 pound of lean ground beef. I get this, you know, from Walmart. I get the 93.7 just because I find that it's lean enough, that the calorie to protein ratio is good, but it also has just enough fat in it to still give it some flavor. So I'm going to dump this into my crock pot over here, and I'll be back once the ground beef is kind of cooked down, okay? Okay, so my 1 pound of ground beef has cooked down. I really don't have much fat to drain, so I'm not going to worry about draining the fat at all. I have a 1/2 cup of the beef broth mixed with 2 tablespoons of flour. I guess that's kind of like a thickening agent. And I'm going to pour that in with the ground beef. And it says to let this heat up along with 2.5 cups of beef broth. Well, I don't have 2.5 cups of beef broth, and if I would have been better prepared, I'm just using what I had in my pantry, I would have gotten the low sodium broth. But I'm going to use a can of the beef and a can of chicken broth. I'm sure it'll be, you know, just fine. It's broth. And so you let this heat up until it's warmed all the way through, and then we're going to add this to the crock pot. I'll be back. Okay, it's too dark, but you can't see. I have added the beef mixture into the crock pot, and I'm just mixing it with the veggies, okay? Oops, steam. Now, what I have here is a cup of the fat-free evaporated milk. Focus. Okay, there we go. Fat-free evaporated milk. So I have a cup of that, and I'm going to pour that into the crock pot. Okay. And I have the crock pot on high. And then I have 8 ounces, it's slightly more than 8 ounces of, it called for cheddar cheese. I had a little bit of extra cheddar cheese left over, but this is actually Colby Jack cheese. So you add that in. You can see the cheddar's kind of on the bottom. And let's see, also it calls for salt and pepper. I'm not going to add salt because I know that the broth that I had in there had a lot of salt in it, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's see, let's do the pepper, which I don't do cracked pepper, I just do my regular pepper. Yes, I'm a terrible cook, right? Okay. Pepper. I like pepper. Okay. And it calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, which I have my paprika here. I'm not gonna measure it because I'm not a measuring kind of gal. I'm just gonna spritz, and that should be great. Okay, and I'm just gonna mix that up, stir it around in here, and it says to let this cook for 2 hours in the crock pot. So I'm going to let this cook down, and I will come back in a couple of hours. I might actually come back in like 3 hours. It's not quite 9 o'clock. I'm going to have this for lunch today, and I will let you know what I think. So that's the slow cooker cheeseburger soup. Sounds good on a cold day. Bye guys, I'll be back. This is the finished product. It cooked for about 2.5 hours on low. I had put it the slow cooker on high, and then when I went back and read the directions, when I was just about finished and ready to let it sit, it said to cook it on low for 2 hours. But I cooked it for 2.5 hours. So you can see it's pretty hearty, and I am going to give it a try. A little bit more. Like I said, it should make about 8 servings. Not quite sure what that is. 8 servings, but we're gonna give it a try. Spoon. I love soup spoons. I know like that's way too big of a bite for us, but there's something about soup spoons that make me happy. So let's see. I'm going to turn this around. Hopefully you can see me and it's not way too close. It's good. Yeah, it's a nice fall, winter kind of soup, hearty. Really good. It's worth a try. All right, bye guys.